The next very important topic out of average is weighted average. For example, let me take one situation. There is a group of Indians, okay, whose average GMAT quant score is 50, and there's a group of American whose average quant score is 40. The situation is two groups are merged. Okay, two groups are merged. So what will be the final average? Final average score. Final average score means average score of the bigger group. Okay, average score per person of the bigger group. So wherever two groups are getting merged, so that situation is your weighted average situation. Okay, so that's how we identify in the question whether we are doing weighted average or not. Okay, whether we'll use weighted average logic or not there. Now, if the number of Indians is equal to number of Americans, okay, so that's what we are calling as weights. Okay, number of Indians and number of American, that is weight of each group. Okay, so if the weights are equal on both the sides, it's like weighing pan. If we have same weight on both the pans, the needle will be exactly in the middle. Okay, needle will be exactly in the middle, which is midpoint of 45 and 50 and 40 is 45. So the final average will be 45, the midpoint, the middle of the two. Okay, so just imagine there is a weighing pan. If the weights are same on both the pans, the final needle will be exactly in the middle. So if the weights are equal on both the sides here, final average will be exact midpoint of the two values. Now let's say number of Indians is more, let's say, is more. Okay, it's as compared to number of Americans. So imagine in a weighing pan, if we have more weight in one pan, the needle or the final average here, the needle will shift towards that pan. Okay, just imagine one pan has more weight, so the needle will shift towards that pan. That means the average will become more than 45. So from 45, from midpoint, it will shift towards 50. So it will be more. And if number of Indians is lesser, okay, number of Indians is smaller as compared to a number of Americans, that means the pan of Americans has a bigger weight, so the needle or the final average will shift towards 40, okay, towards that pan. That means it will become less than 45. So from 45, it will go towards 40, so it will become like 41, 42, 43, any such number. So that's the concept here. Okay, same weights, same number of people on both the sides. The average will be exact midpoint, otherwise it will shift towards the heavier pan. So let's take one example here. 50 is the number of Indians, 40 is the number of Americans. Let's say after clubbing, it's given in the question that the final average becomes 48. Okay, after clubbing the groups, this is the final average. Clearly, 48 is not the midpoint. That's evident. That means the weights are not equal. So 48 is closer to 50. Okay, needle is towards the Indians group. So that means it will have more weight, or the number of Indians will be more than that of Americans. Can we actually figure out the ratio of number of Indians upon number of Americans? Okay, ratio in which Indians and Americans have been added. Make a cross. Make a cross. So 50 and 48. So the difference of 50 and 48, write it here. 40 and 48, write the difference here, which is 8. This 8 is to 2 or 4 is to 1 is the ratio of Indians to Americans. Okay. The number of Indians was not equal to number of Americans, we knew that. But can we actually know what is the ratio? Yes, we can by this method. Okay. Write the individual numbers here, 50 and 40, and the final number in the middle. Make a cross, take the differences. That's it. That's all we need to do. Let's take few examples and try to see how can we visualize the situation, how can we identify that a particular question will be done by this method. Fiber X cereal is 55% fiber, Fiber Max cereal is 70% fiber. So two kinds of cereals are there. Sheldon combines an amount of the two cereals in a single ball. Okay, so Fiber X and Fiber Max, they are combined to make a bigger single ball. So that's the situation. Two groups are getting clubbed. Okay, what are we talking about? 55% of fiber, 70% of fiber, and the final we have 65% of the fiber. So it's the percentage of fiber that we're talking about. For example, in the previous question, we were talking about the average score per person. Here we are talking about percentage of fiber in each box. So it could be anything. Okay, the basic idea is two groups are getting clubbed to make a bigger thing. So again, take the differences. This difference is 10, 50 and 65. This difference is, so we just need to take the positive differences. Okay, 50 and 65, 65 is the bigger value, so 65 minus 55. So 70 minus 65, 5. Okay, we need to take the positive differences. So 5 is to 10 or 1 is to 2. Okay, so Fiber X, so the quantity of Fiber X upon the quantity of Fiber Max is in the ratio of 1 is to 2. Okay, or simply saying it's like A upon 2A. So A plus 2A, the combined weight is given as 12 ounces. So it has to be 4 plus 8, that is equal to 12. 4 is your answer. That's what we need to figure out. Let's take one more question. Convenience store currently stocks 48 bottles of mineral water. The bottles have two sizes of either 20 or 40 ounces each. So again, so 20 is one value, 40 is another value, and we are talking about combined average, which is 35, average volume per bottle. Take the differences 15 and 5. 5 is to 5, so 20 ounce bottles upon 40 ounce bottles. So the ratio is 1 is to 3. So let's say this is x, this is 3x. So x plus 3x is given as 48. So 12 plus 36. That's the number we need.